Hi there, Jammers. This is Justin here. This is our basic life support first aid training session as part of our adventure camp. As part of our adventure camps, we train basic life support so that you're able to go out into the field and help your fellow adventurers. So, to start with, I'll just give you a little background of who I am. I'm Justin. I'm one of the coaches at Futsal at Jam. I'm a level 2 football and futsal coach. I'm also an ODP, an operating department practitioner. So I'm trained to work within theatre settings, and I'm predominantly an anaesthetic technician. So I work a lot with airways and breathing and ventilation. I'm also a FAA level 3 first aid at work qualified instructor. And I'm also a personal trainer, so I have a good understanding of anatomy and physiology. So, today we're going to do our basic life support and first aid training. Let's get started. What we're going to learn. What is first aid? So we can have a rough understanding of what first aid is. Doctor ABC, CPR and the recovery position. Now, not to worry if you don't understand what those things are. We're going to go through all of these throughout the sessions. Now I'm going to split this up into 3 sessions. We're going to do the first bit, the second bit, the third bit, and then you can do them at any stage you like. I will be asking you some questions at the end to see if you've been listening and focusing on what we've been talking about today. So let's start. What is first aid? What is first aid? First aid is help you can give to someone who is sick or injured before the ambulance arrives. Now this is important because you may or may not need an ambulance. If you do need an ambulance, they're obviously the professionals, so the paramedics will be able to help straight away. But you being able to deliver some first aid beforehand may either do not need the ambulance or you're helping the person before the ambulance arrives. First aid kits. There are many different sizes and types of first aid kits, and every home should have one. Every home should have one. If you're driving in a car, you should have one in the back of the car. If you're at the football school like we are, you should have some in your place of work. If you're travelling to football matches like we do, you need to have them at football matches. And if you're out adventuring, you also need to have a pocket first aid kit. It's important things about a first aid kit. Know what it looks like. They can come in all sorts of colours. Green, blue, red, or like I have one in the back of my car, is grey, but they've all got a common thing on them. They've all got a cross. And this cross shows that it's a first aid kit. So within my first aid kit, I have lots of different things. I have a pocket face mask, some bandages, some gloves. I have plasters. I've got eye wash. I've got an insect bite cream. I've got all manner of different things. You must know where it's kept. Our first aid kit in the house is kept in the kitchen, underneath the sink. Mine in the car is kept in the boot, in the side panel. At the football school, it's kept at our tent or inside our lockup. And if we go out on adventures, it's normally in my little backpack. Always replace the things that you use. So especially if you've had an accident or you've helped someone, you've been busy dealing with that incident, you may forget to replace it. And when you need to use your first aid kit next time, it's not there to use then you'll be in trouble. Try and remember to replace what you use. Before you help someone, injured or sick, you must make sure it's safe to do so. Because you're trying to help someone become better. So in other words, you're trying to help them out of the situation they're in. If you create another situation by you becoming injured or you injuring other people whilst trying to save someone, now the emergency services have 2, 3, lots of people to look after. And plus the person who is now needing the first aid is not receiving the first aid. So you've got to be safe. In this instance, they're turning off the electrical power. So something's happened in the house, they've turned off the power, so you don't want to be electrocuted. There could be a fire, you have to make sure that you don't get injured in the fire, smoke inhalation, or even the flames themselves. You don't want to run out into the middle of a busy road. There could be broken glass, could be all manner of different things. So you have to check to make sure it's safe before you can do anything else. Talking to your casualty, you should ask easy questions. Now, if your patient, or say patient, if your casualty or the person you're trying to help is awake, sometimes it's best to find out what's wrong from them. It's a lot easier than trying to guess. Where does it hurt? How are you feeling? Sick? Bit dizzy? How did it happen? Fell off your bike? Fell out of a tree? You got hit by something? Do you have your own medicine that I can get for you? They might be asthmatic, short of breath and have a pump and have dropped it somewhere. They may have an EpiPen because they might have an allergic reaction to something. So ask them first, they'll be able to tell you hopefully, and you'll be able to help them. This way you might not need an ambulance, but they might be able to let you know so you can call an ambulance sooner rather than later. Calling for an ambulance. If someone is injured or unwell, you should call for an ambulance. Now, everyone in this day and age, maybe not you if you're really young, has a mobile phone. So if you see someone walking past, ask them to call an ambulance for you. Dial 999. Everyone remembers that number. There's also a second number you can ring, 112. Now this number is good to ring because it sends out a signal on your mobile phone. So if you get cut off from the emergency services when you're trying to explain what you need and where you are, they'll be able to at least have a location point to be able to send some sort of emergency service to you. So, if you can't remember 112, 999 is always an easy one to remember. Calling for an ambulance. It's important you give them the correct information, because if you give them the wrong information, either you don't get an emergency service or they go to the wrong place, and that would be a catastrophe. So, it's important you know where you are. Quite simple, if you don't know where you are, either your mobile phone that you're carrying will have a location device and tell you where you are, or someone who's walking along with a mobile phone may know where you are and may also have a phone that can also find the location that they're at. I have a really good little way of remembering the type of information you need to be able to give to the emergency services. These letters spell out Lionel. Now, is there a famous Lionel that you might know that might help you to remember? Messy. So, this situation's getting a little bit messy and we need to fix it. So we need to think about Lionel when we ring for an emergency service. L for location, where you are. So we are currently in Tottenham, N17. The incident, what happened? For example, my daughter's fallen off her bike. Numbers, just the one. Only one person involved in this accident. Other, do you need other emergency services? At this present moment in time, my daughter's fallen off her bike. I just need an ambulance. But if there's been a fire I'm going to probably need what? Fire engine. Maybe, as well as an ambulance, I might need the police as well. If I've had my car broken into or my bike stolen, I need the police. But as it is at the moment, my daughter's fallen off her bike. There is no one else involved. I just need an ambulance. Extent of injuries. What type of thing has happened to the casualty? So my daughter's fallen off her bike. She's hit her head. She's unconscious. And her arm looks in a very funny position, possibly broken. Location. Again, we repeat location. It's the most important thing. Because even if they send out the wrong emergency service, at least we have someone there who could possibly help us or possibly get another emergency service to come and help us. So we always must think about Lionel. Lionel Messi. Just this has got messy. Yeah? Dr. ABC. We're going to deal with that next. So for the time being, I hope you're having a good afternoon. We've got another section to come, and then we'll have a third section after that, which we'll ask you questions about. We'll see you soon.